My followers asked me to talk about Taylor Jenkins Reid, and as I have read 80% of her books, let's talk about it. I'm going to go fairly fast, and I will admit I haven't read Forever Interrupted or After I Do. Atmosphere is her newest. It is the story of two astronauts who fall in love in the 80s. I have not read this yet. It came out like 2 weeks ago. Maybe in Another Life was right up my alley. I love alternate universe stories. If you look in this playlist, I think I have a list of books that I recommend that are like parallel lives or sliding doors type stories where this woman goes to a bar after she moves home after some like breakup or something horrible, and she decides to either leave with her best friend or her ex, and the book splits into two, right? So you follow her story if she dates the ex, you follow the story if she dates the best friend. I really liked it and has a really surprising ending. One True Loves was not as good, I fear. I know a lot of people really like it, and they made it into a Apple TV movie with Simu Liu and Philippa Soo. I don't know this man, but basically it's the story of this woman who gets married to like the love of her life. He disappears right after their honeymoon, I believe, and then she falls in love with another guy. He ends up coming back right before she gets married to the second guy. I liked it fine, but I don't remember a lot of the like really important plot beats. I feel like she was still experimenting with her style. The dialogue in this book was good, but I liked Maybe in Another Life more. The most famous of all of her books, the one that everyone is talking about, I will say on the record, I don't think this is ever coming out on Netflix. They have been sitting on it for 5 years. I think we have to cut our losses at this point. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is the story of this actress, Evelyn Hugo, who is Cuban, telling her life story to this girl. And there are lots of twists and lots of turns, and it gets really crazy. I loved it. I read it when it came out, or I read it in 2019, actually. So 2 years after it came out, when it was already big, I read it for a work book club, and I really enjoyed it. I love books about Hollywood. I love books about actors and actresses and starlets, and like the old Hollywood time period and the like Hays Code and all of that stuff was right up my alley. If you go in my adaptations playlist, you know that I fucking ride for Daisy Jones and the Six. I love this book. And not like, ironically, or not like, oh, I actually have read a lot of women's fiction and I made a video about it in like 2022, so not in a long time. But I really loved this book, and not for like a genre reason. I just thought it was very well written. In case you don't know, it is an oral history. So it's told via like as if it was an interview from this band that's very, very heavily based on Fleetwood Mac, Daisy Jones, and this guy, Daisy Jones and Billy, and their two bandmates, and it is very, very good and very, very insane and messy, lots of twists and lots of turns, but I had fun. And if you were to ask me, like, seriously, I would say that this is her best book. I liked Malibu Rising because I love books about families. This is a story of four siblings who reunite the night that their house burns down, and you like find out who burned down the house at the end of the book, but it all takes place in one night via flashbacks, and I really liked two of the POVs, but one of them I don't really, really, really recommend. Otherwise, this book is good, and this is the start of the Reidverse, where like the last couple of books are sort of interconnected via Mick Riva, the father of these characters, who shows up in Evelyn Hugo. Finally, Carrie Soto is back. This is her worst book, by far. Even before like the first three books or the first four books that nobody talks about, this didn't work. I don't know why it didn't work. So she went through this period of like sort of cancellation where people were mad because Carrie Soto is Latina. I wanted to see what the fuss was about in like Black Friday of 2022, I think I read it. I did not like it. I didn't think it was like good. I thought that it was sort of like Taylor Swift Reputation era, where she was like battling demons via the book that weren't necessarily there. And like the character is intense and like abrasive, so she's very different than like previous Taylor Jenkins Reid like pro tags, but at the same time it wasn't like fun to read or like well written or like good. Like there was nothing hooking you to the book, where the character was kind of bad, the writing was kind of bad, the plot was kind of stilted. Like nothing worked in this book. I will see how I feel about Miss Atmosphere whenever I read it.